User Gordon asked me a question, and I will answer here in this video. I was more asking whether the actual webinar page and webinar video can be external, outside WebinarIgnition. The user uses the WebinarIgnition registration form. For me, also can be done like paid webinars. However, the webinar page, as we have an evergreen and recorded one, sitting inside another video platform, and so on the date and time of the webinar, users are served with that video. The reason is that this way I can get as many users. That's true. There's some answer. You can always add external MP4 file loaded from external, so you can reduce the playing CPU amount, that's for sure. And yeah, so I would suggest to use WebinarIgnition because we have like only one user can be inside the webinar. We have the multiple call to actions and yeah, the chat inside. So this would be good, but if we want this solution, there is a solution. So we go for quick page post redirect plugin and install it. Activate it. And go to pages, add a new page. That will be our webinar page. Pre-recorded. Okay, so that's the page. This we publish. We could also do something more, because this is like a not secure page. We can copy it. No, it's like we can have it like this. We show you the secure later. So webinar pre-recorded. We go here. We have the ultimate free version. So it's including all the ultimate features in Evergreen for testing for 50 registrations per month. Going to the design and shortcodes tab. Reload once. So we have the URL. Sorry. So we have the URL updated and drop down. That's for registration. And that's our thank you page. That will be the webinar page. Here, webinar pre-recorded. So you can always preview, but at the moment, just save. So we will redirect to this page. And our video page will be like WebinarIgnition.com. This we will add at the new page. Here you see, redirect this. And sure, make redirect active. And save, update. So that will go for auto webinar preview, and then we'll redirect to the right page. So there's no securing or other stuff, and if somebody knows this page, it could be used differently. What you can do is use like WordPress hide posts and hide this on search and archive this webinar page. Also, if it's only a redirect, hide it. will be good. Yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, I still can say use WebinarIgnition, test it with 100 of users, or maybe like 50 users if you have a weak hosting, like under $10 hosting, then just try test it with 50 evergreen users. And if you have like 4 cores or whatever, then you can try with 100. And if you have like CPU like 30% with 100 users, then you see, okay, then I can do 300. So, and I feel you will sell more with the call to actions inside WebinarIgnition than having a lot of thousands of users with no call to actions and no sidebar and no integrated chat and whatever. And also the securing functionality is not there. So that's the one thing. We're planning to take the load from you with a subscription that we are putting it on our server. So you are just loading the page, and every calls and checking inside will be on our server. Not sending any user data, but just have it. And yeah, the other thing I can say is that you can host the MP4 file externally. Please check it if it is accessible like this. That's not from us then blocked. It's like blocked from if you allow embedding or if you allow other stuff with your URL, but you can put it here. So you can say your site, it can be media library, or you can just add an URL. That's possible. Yeah. And also about video overlay. So that's important that the controls not shown, and overlay means not clickable when they're shown. So this is really something important. You have the registration, you have the notifications, and what you don't have is like when we add the webhooks, you don't know if they have visited the webinar. So you have the console here. If you export it, there's watched replay, ordered, or attended event. So you don't see it. It will not be there because we don't track clicking the links. Maybe we are just tracking if they're really inside the webinar room. So that could be something you may be missing. And also the manage questions. So thanks for bringing this solution, and yeah, we will work on it. And my feeling is that having a good hosting, auto-scaling hosting, it's good. We tried to do on AWS, but it was not auto-scaling quickly enough for live webinars because everybody is going inside in 1 minute. For evergreen, it's like registration, and then you offer instant and like 3 times a day, and then it's also splitting up the load. So this will be no issue for evergreen, but still watching your CPU like on 24 hours, or like if you have 3 days in front and you send these people to the registration form, then just watch 3 days in a row of the CPU. That will be good. And yeah, happy and successful webinar. Thanks. Go and Gordon for the question. Tobias.